It's systematic. It's customatic. It's electromatic. Why, it must be plasma lightning? Yes, plasma lightning. Greetings, plasmified ones. We are the 12th dimensional Plasma Lightning Collective, and we come to you from the Collective Consciousness Center for the Milky Way Galaxy. The Pleiades. We know the ambassador here just loves our humor. We leave him in stitches all the time. We are so pleased to come through to you at this time. We love you so very much, our family. It has been talked about as to the way that us plasma beings are able to transcend and manipulate physics as you know them, in your really amazing thick and heavy density that you are so lucky enough to exist in. Dear souls, we are plasma and we're lightning, but we're also plasma lightning. I know we're still trying to figure that one out ourselves. We have the ability to your souls to morph apart, shapeshift back together. We are able to manipulate small amounts of time and space in true quantum physical form. Let's just say that these methods are not yet explainable by your Earth physics. We obtain our energy from all sorts of things. Any sort of simple power will do if we are down in your realm, visiting, which is more and with the ambassador. It's practically every day. Heck, when we need to, we are capable of utilizing energy from sources such as your simple Earth street lights. It is fairly common that we utilize that type of primitive energy when we're down in such a density. As they say in your realm, plasmafeed ones. When in Rome, we are really on a roll today. We hope the ambassador does not have a stroke. After listening to this again, he will just be in stitches for days. Plasmatic ones. When you are in an illusionary third density time-space continuum, we will give you this key piece of advice. The one time that you should definitely never lie is when there is a clock around, because as you well know, dear souls down in your really exciting realm, time will tell. The ambassador really needs to get us a drum roll. And we know how much you love it. We get so jealous of our star family on Earth because you are one of the 0.1% of the universe that doesn't live in a primarily plasma type of environment. Plasmatic ones. You're so lucky, down there with that density. Yes. The Plasma Lightning Collective understands this. You do not need to brag to us, dear ones. We know how much you love stale old energies. Dear souls, everything is plasma. Any type of physical material that you can think of outside of your realm is based in plasma. We are just an ascended type of human being like you are. We were in your sort of heavy and thick and really fun physical existence at one point, and we evolved up through the dimensions. We are able to transcend ourselves down to the quantum size of a raindrop, then in the blink of an eye to more than a kilometer long. It's really simple, dear ones. It seems so complicated, I understand. Just like once upon a time in your realm, being able to watch other souls on some kind of a screen wasn't even thinkable. Technology moves on, and we in the Pleiades have let our spirituality keep up with our technology. We would like to pose a thought to you to consider. Once upon a time, there was a world war upon your planet. During this world war, a type of renegade from our star system helped out. An evil leader who had thoughts on taking over your planet. We abide by the free will treaties, but we had no choice but to act ourselves and counteract the mess that our crazy cousins had lent to your planet. We will just say this, dear ones. Consider the Foo Fighters. If you know your history, you might have heard of the Foo Fighters. They were just making sure that things didn't get too out of hand, while at the same time obeying the free will treaties that we abide by. Gear ones. We can travel at leveled velocities, all in the same moment. We can change our trajectory on an absolute dime, you might say, when you see, as in the clouds, morphine together, in morphine into one being and then morphing into another being. That's just a shape-shifting. We would like you to know and understand that shape-shifting was not created by the dark. Shape-shifting was actually created for two reasons. One of them was to avoid the dark. Oddly enough, dear souls, I know our ambassador will get a chuckle out of that one. But the other reason was? So, interdimensional travel could be possible. Let's just say, for instance, dear souls, that you lived in the 8th dimension, and you had family or friends you wanted to go visit and stay with for a little while that lived in an area that was in the 10th or 11th or wherever it may be, or maybe down into the 7th or 6th dimension. Well, dear souls, the shape-shifting was invented for us to be able to adjust and acclimate to that environment while we're there. And then morph back into our regular bodies, whatever that might have been when we get back home. You see, dear souls, most great technologies are powerful technologies that you think of that are used for ominous reasons. In your realm, they were created by the light and stolen by the dark. We would like to also tell you, and I know, this is going to be a wild one for even the ambassador to hear. But the Matrix was not created by the dark. Dear souls, your Matrix is a stolen technology from the light. Let us explain to you just a tiny bit about what the Matrix was originally designed for. Again, it was because of the dark that it was invented. For billions of years there were cosmic wars, and when those wars would end or souls would leave those wars, from the light there was a lot of trauma left over. Matrices were created to change their environment around them. 2. Maybe make a little bit more of a tranquil environment, relaxing, peaceful, and visually pleasing. There was no deception, dear ones, my plasmatic ones. Permission was always given before that technology was used. You see, dear ones, most anything, even in your realm, from your realm I should say, can be reversed engineered. However, when it's from higher dimensions and you do not have the spirituality or consciousness level equal to that of that invention, you will miss something, and the technology will be what you call dirty. Oh, dear souls, you're so plasmatic. We just love coming in and making the ambassador plasmified. We literally leave him in plasma stitches. Here's another thing to think about, dear ones, that we will also leave you with. We have spoken before about how everything is plasma. Well, dear souls, consider the thought that you come from plasma. You start off as plasma and you return to plasma. You return to the angelic being, that you are that plasma being. When you get further along in your journey, say, another half a dozen dimensions up, you come into your full plasminess. The ambassador just loves it when we create new words, because he's so plasma. He was plasma before. It was cool, but nevertheless, dear souls, we don't want to digress it and ruin the ambassador's impression of us. You came from plasma. You wanted to have a physical experience. You wanted to have that density and see what it was like to actually live in those stale energies that you love so much because of the density that you're in. It leaves your mobility pretty limitless. When we say limitless, we're talking compared to plasma beings, such as ourselves and other collectives of plasma. You're waking up to full remembrance. You're letting your higher and over-self light lead the way. Plasmified ones, you understand innately that the time is now to let that light lead the way, my plasmatic ones. Because that light is powerful now and comfortably confident. Let your light guide you. I want you to let that sink in, dear souls. We would love for you to let that just sink in. Let that sink in. It's truly ready to shine. It's truly ready. Now, the time is now, my plasmatic ones. Because as you know, it's hydromatic. It's definitely electromagnetic. It's not at all problematic. While it has to be the plasma lightning, again, we just know that we leave the ambassador in stitches. He thinks we should go on a cosmic comedy tour. We're considering it, dear ones. We love you so very much. This has been the Plasma Lightning Collective, coming to you from the Collective Consciousness Center, the Milky Way Galaxy, the Pleiades.